Guys, it's your girl Cadillac. I am Cadillac Dixon. I'm the Draw My Life Prison Wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice. Hoping to see justice before all face too bleak. Yes, it's your girl Cadillac. Anyways, I'm coming through today. March the 26th, 2025. I don't know. I just did the test before I started this, and the first couple minutes did come out pixelated, but then it panned out. So I really could have just kept riding out on that video, but there's no way to check it. So I had to stop it and come back. I do hope that this one does come out pretty good and not pixelated. If not, that means that this spot is not a good recording spot for me. I'm gonna have to try another spot. But that's what we go through, and I'm gonna keep treading on, keep trying to just keep pressing forward. One day I'll get this content creation thing together, right? Already done been, shoot, I'm the OG prison wife. I might as well be the OG YouTuber. I've been on YouTube since YouTube started. And I still ain't no ways monetized. My first channel was in 2008 when YouTube started. And then this one is from 2013. But one day, I guess if I keep pressing, just keep on pushing, I might make it one day, right? And that is the goal. I have got to find a way to make my living not clocking in like that 9 to 5. It just ain't working with me. I got several health issues. I've been at several health issues where that ship is sinking. It's very difficult to work. But I do, girl. I'm legally blind. I have something called keratoconus. I have herniated discs, 3 in my neck, pinched nerves. I have TMJ in my jaw. I have herniated disc in my lower back that causes sciatica. And all of that was from a slip and fall where they swept me up off that floor and then proceeded to fire your girl. So I have all of that working together and carpal tunnel. So it is not, and now I got this new health issue that caused a lot of attention. Like I literally got to pay so much attention. It's not easy going into newly diagnosed diabetic. That's the whole purpose of this. I was in ketoacidosis, didn't even know it. Went from pre-diabetic to off the charts. Like, so now I have a new way of life that it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. And just being in the hospital has made all my muscles weaker. So now I gotta regain my strength, right? So it makes it very hard to work. But I do, because ain't nobody gonna take care of you. Like for real. Nobody but the Lord, girl. He's been the one that takes care, takes care, will take care of me. But yeah, so the goal is to get off the 9 to 5 ship and to use these talents that God gave me, talents and gifts. I'm an artist of all sorts, so many sorts. And to just make my living that way, because your gifts make room for you, right? They just haven't quite yet. Not that I see. Maybe it is, but you know, a lot of times I don't see it. But God is still making sure that I'm taken care of. Even though I'm living from paycheck to no check, somehow I'm still, making it. But the goal is to be an artist. But until that artistship takes off and gives me, my first paycheck, I'm also a graphic designer who is struggling to try to get my freelance business together, and it's very hard, very, very, very hard to build your dream and someone else's. So because I'm building my employer's dream, my dream goes to the back burner. It's very difficult. So that's why I stay on YouTube. Also, I have stories to tell that I know God did not lead me through this or let me go through these things to keep it to myself. I went through these things so that I can help the next. All right. So, anyways, this was my day 3, my first day back from being in the ICU. I kind of got out the hospital and just went to running just like I usually do. Not as bad as I usually do. My phone is overheating, which is crazy. I'm like sitting in the shade, but my phone is overheating. So I don't know. Once it overheats, it's going to shut off. So this live will be over. But yeah, I kind of hit the pavement running, of course not running as fast as I usually do, because now I'm slower. My muscle I have to gain back so that I can move again. But the first day out the hospital, we took a little trip to Tampa. Then we went to the science center with the kids. Then I went to a concert. I went to, I keep calling her Coco Brown, Coco Jones concert. And I noticed standing up through concerts, I noticed the difference in my body strength. And then the next day, I went to visitation to visit my husband. And then after visitation, I went to work. My first day back at work. It was. I didn't know what to. I didn't know what to expect, right? Because I already could tell that my body was not the same when I got out the hospital. Like, I didn't feel exactly myself. I didn't know if it was being on the medicines because I was just thrusted into being on insulin. Never been on insulin before, but that literally the only way to get rid of DKA is through insulin treatment. So they're saying I may not be on it forever, which, glory be to God, I'm not going to be on this forever. We're going to get weaned off of this, right? And we're going to get healthier. We're going to focus on living the best, healthiest lifestyle, so that I won't need these medicines. I'm not a medicine person. I don't even trust them folks all the way like that, being on all these medicines. I definitely want to stay out these people's face. So we got to get to that point where I can part ways with this stuff, right? So, anyways, I didn't know how it was going to pan out. And I had already kind of overexerted myself being at visitation for the first time. That day, I do have those story times of our first visit after seeing Marcello after I got out of the ICU. But so, I went to visitation before work. Now I have to make sure I stop and eat. I have to make sure I'm checking my blood sugars. I have to make sure that I am taking my insulin and on time, not skipping and all of that stuff, which is very hard when you're running through life, trying to do everything, trying to be an entrepreneur, new grandmother, prison wife, employee, all of the above, like way team too much, right? That's why I need to get somewhere and sit down. I need this to go on work, send him home so I can sit down. I got to slow it down. Which is what I really felt like since December when I did return from Chicago, which is how I end up in this whole ketoacidosis thing. I felt like God was telling me to just rest. it is time for you to rest. You have been running. I have been running for over 2 decades, trying to free my husband, trying to be single mother, trying to be a superhero to everyone. And I felt like God was just telling me to slow down. Slow down before you crash. That's some rap lyrics from one song I can't remember, but it was someone said, slow down before you crash it. Yes, before Cadillac crash, I had to slow down. So I've been feeling tired and all of that, which later the doctor says that the reason you feel like ugh all the time is because the ketoacidosis, right? I didn't understand why. But now she also said that the insulin can take a toll on you, and sometimes insulin makes people feel, ugh. Because I'm like, do I feel any different? Do I feel any better, girl? But so I had went through all of that before clocking into work, but I did know that had to make sure that I eat. I told y'all how they were kind of skipping our lunches and all of that, which I didn't know at that time. I was diabetic with my sugars off the charts, and God kept me through that. Like, for real, it's just crazy to know that I was right at the door. At DEATH is door. I was at that door and not even didn't even know it. But God kept me. So I knew I had to eat before. So I stopped off to Publix, got me a nice little sub, um, got whole wheat, which shoot is so much to learn. I'm hearing that whole wheat still ain't too good for you because they take the nutrients out and it ain't really whole wheat. Girl, it's too much. It's already the issues with eating the right foods, but when you feel like you're eating the right foods, you're really not because they playing with the foods and stuff. That's so ugh. That's why I really want to get healthier because it's crazy. Okay, so I stopped off the Publix, got my little sub. I ate half of it. Checked my little sugars. I was good. So I get into work. I let the manager know that, hey, everybody's like, oh my gosh, we're glad you back. Like, girl, I had to miss 4 days being in the hospital, and then I had to basically like recover or whatever. Okay, so I hadn't been to work in almost a week. And I was like, I'm back, but I'm back, but Cadillac a little bit slower than she was. It's like I can't push the gas like I used to. I do feel my legs drag now. I'm moving very slowly. I'm lifting things. It is very tiring. One thing I forgot out of the first visitation video was when I brought my grandfather. Like, I couldn't hardly get to the car. I had to carry him a couple steps, like 5 steps, put him down. 5 steps, put him down. 5 steps. And I usually could just pick that thing on up, have my granddaughter princess on the other side, and just go. But I couldn't do that. It was crazy. It was these old men. They were missionaries that came into the prison, right? This kind of sidetracking, but you know, Cadillac always gets sidetracked. There was these old guys, and they were coming. Like, I'm already up there. I'm in my 40s, my now mid 40s, right? I'm about to be 44, girl, which is a good number. I love that 44. Like, ugh, I feel like 44 gonna be the best year of my life, girl. But anyways, I am up there, but I know they were older than me. And they was like, you want us to carry him for you? And I'm like, looking like, how these old dudes gonna carry the thing? And I'm like, no, I'm good. I got it. I got it. But it felt like my back, like my core is weaker as well. As I'm carrying things, I'm feeling pains in my side, which I didn't know before I found out about the ketoacidosis. I was like, why is my like side getting so sore all the time? But that's why, because the muscles um, just are not where they were, and it is your core is what holds your body up, right? So I say I'm definitely slower. It's gonna take me a little minute, but I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna do my best. And I also told him that I have to eat at a certain time. I have to take my medicine at a certain time. So things I can't really. I have to plan lunches, right? So he was like, "Cool, that's fine, that's fine." So I started out. I was nervous. Things are kind of heavier. The trays of food. I used to could carry like 3 trays. I already had weakness from the other stuff, but girl, your girl get right on past that stuff. I figure I find some type of way to still complete the task. But I used to be able to carry 3 trays of food to the table. But now it's more so I'm needing to carry two, one in one hand, one in the other. I can't really do too much more than that. Um, I am walking slower, like my steps. It feel like my legs are hard to pull off the ground, to pick them up, to pull off the ground. So I'm gonna start doing some leg raises. I'm gonna get back to my point when I was in martial arts. I'm gonna get back to that strength that I had because a lot of them leg kicks and poses from martial arts would really help me now. Um, But, anyways, it's harder to pick my legs up off the floor, so I'm walking slower. It took me much longer to get to my location. It was busy that day, so I had to park way further back than I usually do. But I'm usually running. I couldn't run this day for work. I had to forgot my name tag. I thought I had everything. They usually harp on you about name tag, but when I forget my name tag, y'all, I say this prayer. I pray that God just makes it invisible to everyone that I don't have my name tag on so that they don't like jump on me. And he did. Let me tell you, ain't nobody said nothing about kid. Where your name tag? I had them forgot. I got all the way up there and left it in the car. And I just prayed the prayer that God would hide my name tag, that nobody notices it or whatever. And that's what happened. So I couldn't walk back because I definitely would have not made it on time to work. I'm already pushing it because I lost points being in the hospital. I'm already on that cusp, so I definitely didn't want to be late. Though I left early, I still almost didn't make it, but I made it, right? Okay, so bringing the food was kind of, it was harder, but I did it. One thing that I noticed that I was telling you in the other video is that something changed my eyesight. I am now trying to get an updated eye exam. I don't know what in the hospital changed my eyesight, but it did change. Um, I wear hard contacts for keratoconus. It's not really diabetic related, but whatever I went through in the hospital changed my vision. So now the contact I'm not able to see as well through. So that's why I got these little readers over my contact. So needless to say, at work with the register, number one, we just got new registers, new program, new everything. So it was like I was already being retrained, which was kind of difficult because the day that they got it was the day before I went into the emergency room. And I felt bad that day. And I'm sitting up here trying to learn some new software. So I had that one day of learning the register. And when I came back, already the new register is worse for legally blind. Basically, the other one, it's other things. If I cannot read, something I go by, I remember the placements, right, of things. I'll remember a cash register. Remember, I was fully blind and had no corrective contacts when I worked at Walmart, but I still was making the right change, and it's because I remembered the register. A lot of things I go by color. The new program is grayscale. Like, what would, and they made the font so small. Who in the world designed this? They not even, girl, I don't even know if that reaches compliance like that for disabilities. And that's why I am a web designer. I don't, I gotta brush myself up. But they was like, you would be very good for coding because the thing is that you have to make websites compliant to the disabled, and by you being disabled yourself, you know what basically works, like vision impaired and stuff, what works and what doesn't. But that program is so it's so much harder. It's harder on my eyes. It's not intuitive, so I'm trying to learn all of that. So my first day back, of course, I didn't know how to do the register. And I cannot see as well. So, and y'all got this new thing that just ain't the tea. That ain't it. But you know what we gonna do? They ain't finna change it all for me, girl. So, I ran food. It's a little harder to see the table numbers, but I work around that as well. I just go through the restaurant and call out the number. And usually people will either say, oh, that's mine, or they'll point me to where it is. Like, girl. So that's how I get around that. Standing up for a while. I don't know if the reason why it was harder to stand up that day is because I done carried my behind to this concert and stood up, or is it because I did way too much before work? I don't know, but it was challenging standing throughout the day. But all in all, once I got through lunch, it was kind of downhill from there. When I close, I usually close the lobby. I usually do all the sweeping. I change the trash. I do all of that, but I did it much slower this time. Um, and then when I came back, okay, so I worked my first day, and then I had my 2 days off, which was good because that one day just that completely took everything out of me. But I got through it. I got through it. Yes, Lord. With the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is the only reason I got through it. Only reason, Him leading, guiding me, um, protecting me. Ugh. Okay, so then I had 2 days off, which really ain't off. I do all my ripping and running. I was trying to exercise because I knew the next day that I came back to work, I didn't want to feel that drugged down, like that heavy, that, you know, because it's a challenge, it's more of a challenge now, right? So I did a lot of walking, which I think I'm kind of overdoing that now. I might need to rest in between walking, but I really want to get back to myself like right now. uh, but I gotta slow down. Okay, so I was trying to prepare everything. I wanted to do my meal prep. Did none of that. I wanted to go over, I'm logging my meals and then what my blood sugars are before and after the meals. I wanted all that in place. I wanted everything, but nothing happens. You be wanting the most on your days off and you barely get 10% of what you plan to do done, right? And then you go into the next work week. So I went into the next work week. Monday, Tuesday is my day back. I did pretty good. When I got my meal, I got up. I actually was able to help my sister shower because I am caregiver to my sister, which sounds crazy. I need my own caregiver. But still caregiver to my sister. So I let her get ready, got my medicine on time. I got out the door early enough to drop my granddaughter off, and I made it to work on time. Um, and that's when the main manager came back, and I had to give the same rundown that now I have to take medicine at a certain time. I have to eat at a certain time. And she's like, that's fine. And letting her know that I am much slower. I'm not my usual self. Um, so she's like, that's cool. And so yesterday I came in. I did really good. The issues I'm having now. is keeping my sugar up because my sugar keeps dropping. That is the most challenging for me. Is not keeping it down, it's keeping it up, right? So, yeah, so yesterday I had the issue where the no, actually I think I did pretty good yesterday. It was the day before that it was dropping. And then today it was dropping, right? As I was working. But I got through it. Ate on time. I had a hot vegan sandwich. Y'all know I'm vlogging my food. I had a hot vegan sandwich, which was so good, girl. With a fruit cup. And I, what did I have to drink? Unsweet tea. I had an unsweet tea. And then I'm trying to drink more water because that's what ended me up in this place was being dehydrated. So I'm trying to be mindful of drinking more water, trying to be mindful of constantly going to the restroom. Because before a lot of times I hold it and stuff like that because you're working, you just don't want to stay in the restroom. But now, girl, I got to, right? So, um, I went to lunch, and what was so crazy was, there's been this back and forth thing with certain individuals that were not understanding of the accommodations I already needed. So it would be conflict about certain things I already am documented that I cannot do. But just because I lack in one area, oh baby, I usually, now it's harder, but I make up for it in other areas, customer service, attending to this, attending to that. And usually me and this person bumps heads. But I went to lunch and I ate and I kind of put my head down because I'm not quite adjusted to this insulin like that. So kind of after I eat, sometimes I don't feel right, even though my sugars are right, my numbers are right, but I'm not feeling right, you know. So I put my head down, and then I had one of the managers come out, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm just taking a little nap." And she said because the girl that we usually bump heads, she usually, like KK said, put your wall up. My wall be up. I just gray rock and, get through my day and try to, she was concerned. She sent her out there to come check on me. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, really? That ain't nothing but God. That ain't nothing but God. But I was like, I'm fine. After lunch, I started feeling a little bit better. And then I got through my day. The night shift came in, and the manager kind of let me go early. Y'all know I kind of struggle between that because when I'm taking time off from work, I'm not getting money. But if I'm at work, I'm not able to build. It's a catch 22. What is it, catch 22? Yeah, how do you work and build your own thing or do even your purpose, even the purpose that God put forth? Like, He doesn't make you do your purpose, right? You have to do your purpose, because we have free will. But a lot of time it's hard for us to pursue our purposes because we're toiling in this matrix system that, just trying to keep a roof over your head or trying to keep yourself fed, and that it's hard to do both. But if I have to go home early, I just take the loss and the money, and then I basically just make up for it pursuing what I'm pursuing. Hopefully one day it pays off. But now I'm like, gosh, how am I gonna keep going home early? How am I gonna keep doing that when now I got medicines I have to pay for? Have to pay for. Another reason I did want to be dependent on medicines. I don't want to stay dependent on medicines. And glory be to God, in advance, He healed me that I don't need these medicines. Okay, So day two is today. I went home yesterday. I did get to journal out my meals and fill in the blanks with my blood sugars and stuff like that. So I got my journal together for when I see the endocrinologist. Cause girl, we want to get off this stuff like right away, like right away. So I got all that wrote out. I wanted to vlog. I wanted to finish my Project Reach the World Introverted Rockstar. I wanted to clean my room. I wanted to do everything, but didn't get to do but 10% of everything. I did get me a little walk in around the neighborhood, and I stayed up with my granddaughter a little bit, and then boom, next day, time to return back to work. So today, day three, back to work. I again today money, my daughter's off, so I didn't have to drop my granddaughter off. They gave me a little bit extra time. My sister, I have another sister that's in town, so she's able to help my other sister get her shower, so they gave me a little extra time. I did get up, didn't want to, but Mr. Marcello called, woke me up. And then he was like, it's so crazy. He's like, you up? And I'm like, no, I'm tired. I'm still snoozing. Like I set a million alarms, so I'm still snoozing, knowing I should be up, but I'm not up. And he's like, okay, bye. I'll talk to you later. And I'm like, well, why did you call me just to? He said, I just had to hear your voice, and if you sleep, go ahead back to sleep. I'm like, no, I got to get up anyway. So got on up. Of course, my dad usually cooks breakfast throughout the week, so I had breakfast already ready. So a lot of things kind of freed up my time. I already had my uniform out. I'm trying to get better about preparing for the next day rather than run around like a chicken with their head cut off, because that's my usual life, trying to hurry up, find my uniform. Where's this part? Where's that part? Where's my name badge? Where's my apron? Where's this? Where's that? Girl. And you know I already got the them things where ADD, I believe, in adults. I really believe I show signs of that, girl. So I be all over the world and back. So I gotta put things in certain places and plan and prep, and which is what I should have been doing through life. But when you fall into ruts and you're just barely making it, barely surviving, barely keeping up, how do you prepare, right? It takes this crash, it takes this ICU visit to say, no, you got to find a different way to do this life. You can't do it in this manner no more, right? So, I get to work on time. I even left earlier because I'm walking slower. Um, and the day went decent. So with my readers, I'm able to read the register better. I'm still learning it, so I'm still slow at it. But I was able to hold down the line. I was able to bust the floor, the tables, sweep, though it was slower. Running food. Usually you run food like this. You go out, run it to the table, come back. I'm slower at it, but I did get to do it. Doing dishes, I was able to lift the rack of dishes. So I was pretty good. And then went to my lunch. Today, I had, because they put me on a high protein diet, there's two reasons I believe. One, protein is going to help with that muscle, building back up my muscle. And then two, the protein kind of, when you eat it with the carbs and the sugar, whatever else is in your meal, because everything is starchy, it seems like most things are starchy, the protein kind of cancels it out. So it helps the body break down that sugar. So I'm on a high protein diet, low carb diet. So I this morning had my regular breakfast. I did have grits, girl, but I had it with eggs, which is protein, and a sausage, that's protein. And I thought that like last night my sugar's been running low, right? So I had to get it up before I went to sleep, because I don't want to go to bed with low sugar. So I did get it up to a decent range for the morning. So usually, whatever I go to sleep with, usually I wake up with that same sugar level. So I got it up and I took my little insulin shot. That brings it down within like 30 minutes. So you got to eat. So I had some grits. I had some eggs, sausage, and then I threw some grapes on there, which I'm hearing grapes ain't great because it turns into pure sugar, girl. Um, but I'm having challenges with keeping the sugar up. So I ate that, and then I started working, and then I went and I checked my blood sugar because you're supposed to check. Uh, they had said a 30 minutes to an hour, but I see it still be like leveling out and declining after that. So I wait an hour and a half, but upon checking it, it's low. It's lower than when I woke up. So I don't know why it keeps dropping like that. So then I'm like, dang, I don't even have nothing to get it up. I had some peanut butter crackers. I ate that. And then I drank some lemonade, regular lemonade. And then that got it back up. It was still in good range, but it wasn't low like that. What I'm trying to say, it didn't send it too high. It sent it into good range. So I ate that and that got it up until I went to my lunch break. So because I'm on the high protein diet, I ended up having a BLT, which, girl, before all of this, I was already trying to wean myself away from bacon eating. I'm not too much of a bacon eater. My dad is from deep South Mississippi, and it's hard to break him away from those things, but I'm gonna go shopping and get my own like turkey and chicken bacon and stuff like that. But right now, I was already weaning myself off of bacon eating like that. But today, I was like, well, it is high in protein. I'm not trying to make it a habit like that, but I got a BLT sandwich. I ate half of that, and I had a fruit cup. And then I think I drank a Coke Zero, half a cup of Coke Zero, which don't even taste that good like that. I can quickly get off of those. Like I was addicted to them Dr. Peppers, but it ain't gonna be no problem to get rid of them because Coke Zero ain't all that good like that to me. So I ate half of the sandwich. I say the other half. I'll probably eat that in a little bit, and that'll be a meal there. Because soon I'm going to have to get off of here and check these sugars. Girl, this is so like life controlling, like for real. But I guess I had to pay for all the years of neglect, right? Neglecting myself that long, I have to pay for it now. Like you don't get off scot free. Every Everything has a tab, and you gotta pay that tab. The waiter done brought the tab to the table. So now it's time to pay, girl. And it's like when they already include they tips, and then they want another tip on top of the tip. Girl, they done brought it to the table. So now I gotta pay for it. But yeah, so I ate, and then shortly after eating, I only had like another hour left of my shift. Got through that. It kind of was slow, so I was dragging, sweeping, and then now here I am. So that is getting through work. I do need to get stronger and faster. Like literally, I gotta give myself time and patience. But girl, it's a struggle working like this. But like, what's her name? What was her name? Sharifa. No one said that this life would be easy. I'm sick and tired of being tired. Please believe me. Y'all know I ain't no singer. Oh, Project Reach the World, Sharifa. I actually did. She seen my artwork. I drew her, Ludacris. It was somebody else. And she came off the stage. If anybody remember her, she came off the stage to come down and look at the art. Like for real. And I think I did give it to her. Like she literally came off the stage to see it. But yeah, all right, guys. So that's the story time. Check out the rest of the playlist. I don't know how much of this I'm going to continue to do here. It's so convenient to do it here because I'm able to go live. I'm not able to go live on my other channels. And then I don't have the storage. So I literally have to go live. I have to leave it for 24 hours for it to process. Then I can download it as a video and move it wherever. But who gonna do all that? Like for real. That's why I'm still vlogging it here. But I did want it on its own channel. So until I get up the views on those channels, I mean not the views, you have to have 50 subscribers now. They significantly dropped it because when I first started YouTube, well, started back on here, you had to have way more than way more than 50 to go live. Like from a phone. Because me and my cousin, remember when we were doing the I don't know if it was 2022. We was doing his channel Being Blind Stops Nothing. He is fully blind. He lost his sight when he had a diabetic episode. He lost his sight and went fully blind. And his channel was Being Blind Stops Nothing. He also went into, upon going blind, he also went into kidney failure and started dialysis right away. So I thought I had it bad, but he had a lot at once hit him. That's why it is good for people to learn about diabetes, learn about the warning signs, learn about even pre-diabetes. A lot of time we don't take it as serious. But look, I was a pre-diabetic and I still experienced one of the worst situations they say a diabetic can go through. And I was at pre-diabetes, pre-diabetes numbers. And that illness just threw me off the roof from a stomach virus. A stomach virus. And even that, I'm like, this is a whole different video. But God tried to warn me because my dad, he did not want us to go to Chicago. And we thought he was just tripping. But had I not went to Chicago, I would have not caught the stomach flu that they had an outbreak of that I didn't even know. But I can even link it in the thing that they had an outbreak of stomach virus the same time we went to Chicago. Then I wouldn't have been dehydrated and then got myself further dehydrated in the snow. My body probably could have withstand it just getting dehydrated in the snow, and I might not have gotten dehydrated. It was the stomach virus that I had right before that completely dehydrated me, right? So I wouldn't have been up there dehydrated, which the dehydration led to the super high sugar numbers, leading me from pre-diabetic to off the charts, right? But yeah, so we got to know the warning signs and watch your people, watch yourself, and take care of yourself. I know we got to keep roofs over our heads. I know we got to work, but you can't work so much that you don't live, like literally. And that's what we do. We live in survival mode, just trying to keep up. And now they're up in the rents, they're up in this, they're up in that. You got to work 3 jobs now. How in the world with 3 jobs, 2 jobs? 2 jobs is the least you really got to work. But how, if you work 3 jobs, do you take care of yourself? Show me someone working 3 jobs that is still managing their health and their well being, even their mental health. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. I'm going to watch this back. Hopefully, it's not too pixelated. All right, it's your girl, Cat.